What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Horror Hangout. Thank you for joining me today. I got a top 10 list for you. I like these videos. I don't do them near enough, so hopefully I can get back into doing these frequently. This is the top 10 horror movies on Amazon Prime, currently spring of 2022 edition. So, yeah, it should all be included with your subscription to Amazon Prime. Spoiler warning, I will be talking about the movies a little bit, so don't get upset. Most of these are at least a couple years old, so you shouldn't be bothered too much by it. But I'll be as vague as possible without being, without telling you nothing about the movie. So, yeah, please, if you like this content, if you like what we're doing over here, please like the video, comment on it, and hit that bell. I would really appreciate that. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there. So, thank you. This is a lot of fun, but it also is my job at this point. Let's talk about some horror movies. All right, so top 10 horror, Amazon Prime. Spring 2022 edition. Number 10 is going to be a 2007 low-budget indie horror comedy called Murder Party. All right. The movie is pretty much what it sounds like. It's about I guess that was a stupid statement, huh? It sounds like what? A movie? There's just like loner, shut-in type guy. He's on his way home from work on Halloween one year, and he stumbles across a flyer on the ground that says, "You're invited to a murder party." And he's like, "Huh, that's hilarious." So he goes home. He's looking around. He's like, "You know what? I am going to go to this party." And he gets his best homemade D&D cardboard cutout costume ready. And I think he grabs like a bag of candy or something and heads out to the party. He gets there. When he arrives, there's a group of people inside this warehouse, and they're kind of sitting around, milling around, talking shit, basically, and they're not expecting anybody to show up to this murder party. Lo and behold, some guy does show up to this party, and it turns out to be a murder party. There's way more that goes into it than that, but that should interest you enough to go check this movie out. The graphics, not graphics, because they're practical effects, rather, are great. I like it. It's a lot of gory stuff in this movie, a lot of funny stuff, a lot of like dark humor, and plenty of good kills. So go check out Murder Party. I promise you will probably enjoy it. If you don't, I'll be a little surprised. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm trying to get room for the photos of the movies. Number 9, I think it's 2012. It's another horror comedy. It's a movie called Stitches. It's about a clown. I believe it's an English movie. It's definitely European. I might be wrong. It might be Irish or something, but it's about this clown. This movie is one of those ones when you see it, you see the cover, you're like, oh, that could be funny, but it could be really bad. It took me a long time to watch this movie. And what I did, I felt like I'd shorted myself a lot because it's about a clown who gets killed at a party by accident. And then he comes back. He's like rotting and dead. He comes back to take revenge on the people that killed him. I believe that he's at a party with young kids, and they basically like tie his shoes and make fun of him and push him over, and he falls and stabs himself to death, right at the beginning of the movie, right? And I think he comes back when they're in college to get revenge on him. I think that's what the deal was with this movie, but it's like really raunchy, not PC at all, gory, violent, and funny. It's a good movie. If you haven't seen Stitches, go check it out. I think that you'll like it. Number 8 is a cheat, sort of, because it is actually 2 movies, but I couldn't just put one on here because I feel like they go together really well. It is VHS 1 and 2. VHS is a horror anthology. This is also something that I didn't watch when it first came out that I regretted later on not checking out earlier. I actually like anthologies quite a bit, and it's really hard to get good ones these days. Every year you get like 1 or 2 really good ones, but there's dozens that come out that aren't any good. So VHS looked kind of cheap. I don't really know how to describe it because there's tons of stories in this movies, but it's high quality short stories. So if you like that kind of thing, if you're an anthology fan, if you like Creep Show, stuff like that, go check this out, man. VHS is really, really good, and there's 2 volumes on Amazon Prime. There may be more. VHS 94 might be on there too. Who knows? But yeah. So that leaves us to number 7. Number 7 is a movie called Better Watch Out. Technically, it's a horror movie. Technically, it's a Christmas movie as well. If you're fans of the movie The Babysitter from Netflix, this falls into that subcategory really well. It's about this girl who goes over to this kid's house. I believe she's babysitting him, I think, and he has a crush on her. Oh, man, how do I say this without ruining the whole movie? I'm not going to tell you much about it. It's a good movie. It's violent, and there's a couple of really good twists in it. You won't see it coming, but it's if you've ever seen the movie Funny Games, this is like a twisted version of that kind of. It really felt like funny games to me a lot in the movie. See if you can figure out what I mean by that. But number 7 is Better Watch Out. Number 6 is a movie that I had to throw something weird in here, right? Because from here on out, most of these are actually scary horror movies. Okay, I did a couple of the horror comedies, but I put them at the top of the list because I think that while I enjoy them and I watch a lot of those, I think that a lot of people don't consider the comedy ones as good as they do just a straight up horror movie. I felt like the ones I listed earned their spot on this list, but from here on out, we're going scary. So number 6, I wouldn't call it super scary, but it's definitely weird. It's The Lighthouse, starring Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. This movie it's one of a kind. You can't replicate it. It was done in a very strange, very square format. It was really high contrast, black and white, but it's beautiful. They speak in a really old, I think it was like 1800s Maine dialect. Who did this movie? It was let's see here. It came out in 2019. Man, that was a long time ago already. Man, that's crazy. Robert Eggers. I almost said that, but I wasn't quite sure. Robert Eggers, who also did which one did he do? Did he do the Witch? No, he didn't do the Witch. He did do the Witch. I'm tripping. So he did the Witch and the Lighthouse, and he's doing the Northman. So if you like somebody that's very particular, kind of pretentious, in a way that's just a descriptive word, not a mean thing to say. The Lighthouse is one that even my buddies didn't think I was going to like. Turns out it's one of my favorite movies. I've got a giant poster in my dining room for that movie. But there's a lot of you can watch it a few times before you really get everything that's going on in the movie. It's kind of a depressing movie. It's very bleak, but it's beautifully shot. Impeccably acted. Like, this movie is, dude, these guys came to do their job. Yeah, it's beautiful. Watch it on a big screen and turn on the subtitles if you can, because that dialect is kind of strange and you'll need to watch it a couple times before you get all the dialogue, because there's some gems in this dialogue. Number 5 is a movie that I'm going to go ahead and look this up because I want to make sure I can tell you exactly what I'm supposed to tell you about this movie, because I've only seen it twice and I have a really bad memory. So it came out 2009 and it's called The Collector. If I'm not mistaken, this one was supposed to be part of the Saw series, I think. Let me see if that's what it says. Let's see. Well, the synopsis goes like this. Desperate for money to pay off a debt, a man targets a wealthy family's home and plans to break in and steal a valuable gem. He soon learns that he picked the wrong night to carry out his plans, for a masked madman has gotten there first, imprisoned the family, and lined the mansion with deadly traps. I believe this was supposed to be something along the lines of Saw, or it was written by somebody to be a Saw sequel of some kind. It very much feels like Saw. It's honestly better done than most of the Saw movies. Not the first one or two, because those are fantastic. But The Collector, if you like Saw, if you like torture porn type movies, if you like trap movies, Escape Room, The Cube, go check out The Collector. It is right up your alley if you're into those kind of movies. Right up your alley. Number 4. This is a movie that I didn't believe I was going to like so much whenever I watched it. Sorry, I'm just looking up dates for these real quick. Oh, it's 2018. Man, I thought it was much older than that. Okay, anyways, it's called Gangium Haunted Asylum. It's a found footage movie. It's about these, what nationality are they? Oh, it is Korean. Okay, it's a Korean movie. So it's about these Korean kids. Okay. The crew of a horror web series travels to an abandoned asylum for a live broadcast. It soon encounters much more than expected as it moves deeper inside the nightmarish old building. That's a very good description of this. It's simple. It doesn't tell you much about what's going on in the plot. I don't want to ruin anything. This movie was scary. Like, I don't get scared in movies very often. It was a great time. It's found footage, but it's dark. It's not one of those ones that gives you all these cheap jump scares minute after minute after minute. You're just getting jump scared. No. This has a few of them in it, but they're earned. This is more of a creepy, eerie feeling throughout the whole movie. You don't really know what to expect. It's tense, keeps you at the edge of your seat. It's a good time if you're trying to have a good time with a bad time. I don't know. I really liked it a lot. I watched it. I had it for like a year before I watched it. It was crazy, but I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Top 3. Before I go into the top 3, I got a couple that are honorable mentions. I won't go too deep into them. I'll just tell you they're available on Amazon Prime. Give them a shot if you got the time. Vivarium, if you're interested in something that's weird and you want to watch something a little left of center and you don't want to watch your normal movie, Vivarium is a strange movie. It's got Imogen Poots and Jesse Eisenberg in it, and they get trapped in this weird neighborhood. It's very Stepford Wives-ish kind of. It's like Leave It to Beaver in Hell. I don't know. It's weird, man. I don't really know what else to say about it. Jeepers Creepers 1's on there. I thought that was a really good movie. It holds up. Chud is on there. Come on, dude. You got to watch Chud. And then Hatchet 2 and 3 are also on there. So, yeah, those are some honorable mentions. Number 3 is a double dip again. It's a 2-pack. You got Hellraiser 1 and 2 on Amazon Prime right now. If you don't know anything about Hellraiser, then you're probably not watching the right YouTube channel. So I'd just suggest go check out Hellraiser 1 and 2, and then come back to me and let me know what you thought, okay? Because Hellraiser's a classic. It's something I didn't appreciate until recently, to be honest with you. I always thought Hellraiser 1 was really boring. I watched it again recently and was like, oh, shit, I was just wrong. But, yeah, man, Hellraiser's... I always preferred Hellraiser 2. I think I still do, but I have a newfound respect for Hellraiser 1. Dude, my dog is already snoring, y'all. Okay. Number 2 is 2016. Na Hong Jin directed this movie. It's called The Wailing. Sorry. I was like trying to figure out. I think it's Korean. I'm pretty sure it's Korean. But The Wailing it's kind of long, but it's more of a supernatural mystery thriller than it is a straightforward horror movie. But I don't know, man. So is Silence of the Lambs. It's more of a thriller than it is a horror movie, but I put it in my horror section. So suspicion leads to hysteria when rural villagers link a series of brutal murders to the arrival of a mysterious stranger. Man, I feel like that's kind of not really a good description, but it kind of is. Oh man, I don't really know. Also, by the way, it is Korean. I was just, man, I hate that I can't remember things like small details. Okay, it says here the film centers on a policeman who investigates a series of mysterious killings and illnesses in a remote Korean village called Gokseong Gokseong. Sorry. Ooh, I hope I probably mispronounced that. My sincere apologies. It was not meant to be funny. I'm not familiar with that word. In order to save his daughter's life, the film was both a commercial and critical success over in Korea. So yeah, I can't tell you much about it because there's a couple of things that are really crucial to the story, and it's better if you just watch the movie and let it unfold naturally and organically without me telling you what's going on in it. Go watch the trailer for The Wailing and see if you're interested in it. I watched this movie when I was really doing a lot of Bong Joon-ho stuff. Me, Josh, and Chris, who do my show Shopcast, we watched it together. We all agree on the movie being great. I think I probably liked it a little more than they did. It's a little long, but it is one of my top 5, maybe top 3 Korean movies, period, that I've personally seen. So yeah, go check out The Wailing and let me know what you think. If you like foreign horror movies, you're going to love this channel because I watch a ton of that stuff. So, okay. Before I go to number 1, please, if you like this list, if you like my personality, pardon my nerves today. Do you hear the dog snoring? I haven't done a list like this in a while, and I like to make it fun. I like to be kind of spontaneous. I don't like to just read a script. So if I mess this up, if you didn't enjoy it, my apologies. But please give me another chance, bro. Pedro the dog's just over there sawing logs, dude. What you doing, buddy? Don't forget to come by on Tuesday for our live streams. On Thursday, March the 10th, if you see this before then, is my birthday. I'll be doing a live stream especially for that, just to talk horror movies and tell you guys what I like a lot and just, I don't know, hang out and be friends with everybody. So anyways, yeah. The number 1 horror movie on Amazon Prime right now, in my personal opinion, The Fly. Dude, are you kidding me? How could you possibly be a horror fan and not be a fan of The Fly? This movie came out in 1986, bro. That's ridiculous. And it still looks better. And I'm talking about that one, by the way, not the very, very original one. This is the one with Jeff Goldblum. It was Cronenberg. Man, my memory is just not firing today. So it's about a scientist who is trying to be able to teleport himself or things. He's trying to develop a teleportation device. He finally gets one that's working, and he transports himself from point A to point B. And in the middle of that, a fly goes in the machine and gets transferred with him. Part of the fly's DNA gets inserted into his body. He begins turning into Brundlefly, a giant human fly. It is a body horror movie. It is grotesque. It is beautiful. It's a love story. It is a 10 out of 10 movie. The Fly is absolutely amazing. It's literally a 10 out of 10 for me. I know that's a very subjective grade, but that's a perfect movie for me. I don't think there's anything you could do to improve upon it. So let's go over it one last time real quickly. The top 10 horror movies that are currently on Amazon Prime, spring 2022. Number 10, Murder Party. Number 9, Stitches. Number 8, VHS 1 and 2. Number 7, Better Watch Out, Christmas horror, home invasion type stuff. Number 6, The Lighthouse, creepy black and white, good stuff, man. Number 5, The Collector, for fans of Saw and all those torture porn type movies. Number 4, Gangium Haunted Asylum, the good found footage movie that is not full of jump scares and earns every single one that it gives you. Very creepy. Number 3 is Hellraiser 1 and 2, another 2-pack. Number 2 is the Korean masterpiece, The Wailing. Number 1 is the Cronenberg masterpiece, The Fly. Go check out all those movies. Let me know what you think. Check me out on Letterboxd now. Put yourself on Letterboxd. Let's grade movies together. Let's review movies together. Let's watch movies together. Let's party together on Thursday, March 10th, my birthday. I'm turning 40 years old. Love you guys, man. Thank you so much for hanging out. I finally got this video done. My goodness. Whew. Have a good day, everybody. I'll see you real soon. I hope you come back and hang out with me again. Peace.